Okay, welcome. I have some exciting news. I have a very special guest, somebody that we've been working with for quite a long time, Rodney Allgood. He has a very special group and he created something quite magnificent. So, Rodney, tell me, what is it that you do, what you started, and how is it growing so far?
About 7 years ago, we started the Empowered Minds ex Jehovah Witness group, and it's grown quite a bit. In the last 7 years, we've gotten to about just about 11,000 members, and it's a group that's based on really moving forward, really giving people the tools to create the lives that they want moving forward. Right? We all go through stages as we leave the Jehovah Witnesses. We Most of us go through the same stages, but at some point you get to a stage of really wanting to cultivate and create a new life for yourself. So, we do. It's kind of like personal development for people of our background. So it's going well. People are have been excited and growing and creating their best lives.
That's fantastic. Now, I joined you and you made me admin in your group at the very beginning. I think, I don't know, in the first 6 months or something like that, right? It really resonated with me, the whole atmosphere in the group, that it was not about bashing and pulling out what Watchtower is doing wrong. We all wanted to move forward, right? And at the beginning, it was kind of like a turtle moving, right? I noticed a lot of people, they just wanted to bash and find out what's wrong with the Watchtower and find out all the wrong doctrines just to prove themselves right. Um, but at the end, you get tired of it, right? And what's next? I think a lot of XGWs are asking, where did you go? What did you replace it with? So, what were the some of the events that you organized and you were able to successfully, you know, organize for XGWs?
Well, we do conferences in different cities. The first conference we did was in Los Angeles, and you've been a part of all of our conferences. We did Los Angeles first, and we went to Dallas. Then we went to Newark, New Jersey. Then we went to San Diego, and we've also done cruises. We've done 3 cruises where we've cruised the Caribbean with XJWs, and on some of those we did little seminars on those, and we've created meetup groups all over the world, basically, from Johannesburg, South Africa, to Brisbane, Australia, and Toronto, Vancouver, and probably 20 or so American cities, 20 something American cities, where people can have community again, because that's what ex witnesses miss the most. So we try to create things that either teach people how to move forward or give people community where they can have fun and be around people that understand them. So we've been busy. There's a lot going on, but as you said, there are stages you go through. No stage is wrong, but when people are ready to embrace moving forward and to find people who have had the same background and want to learn new tools, learn how to reprogram their minds so that they can be successful in their lives moving forward, um, we're a good place to be for that.
Fantastic. What was some of the feedback from people that attended the seminars?
Oh, the seminars, boy, life changing. People said that seminars changed their lives. It totally gave them a new perspective on life, giving them hope. You know what people need is light at the end of the tunnel. That's what keeps people moving forward. Is what they see light at the end of the tunnel. When you don't see light, it's easy to be depressed. It's easy to get down.
Mhm.
It's easy to feel like there's no hope. It's easy to keep looking backwards. But when you see that there is hope, there is light, there is a new life for you. If you learn the tools, if you learn how to reprogram your thinking, if you learn how to change your perspective, if you give things a different meaning so that they serve you instead of hold you back, things change. And that's what the feedback I get from people is saying, when I went to your seminar, went to these seminars, I learned how to move forward. I learned the tools to move forward in life, and that's what we look forward to doing.
Fantastic. Now, so there's a new seminar. Tell us about the new seminar, where it's going to happen, when it's going to happen.
Our next seminar will be in Boston, the Empowered Minds Conference in Boston, November 18th and 19th. Um, the details will be, however, you're going to share that. I'm sure he's going to share
Yeah.
the link to it. But we're at a hotel, the Hilton Hotel, right by the airport. We're going to have the details on the website. But it's a 2 day seminar, all day long. We usually do a meal before, a dinner before, so we can get to know each other. And the camaraderie that you enjoy when you are there is unmatched, and the content is unmatched. So if you are feeling like you're looking for the next steps, or you're looking for the tools and information to begin to create a fulfilling life for yourself, try to be there. It will be life changing for you, because even when people go to therapists, a lot of times it's you spend a lot of time explaining to Jehovah Witnesses because they've never lived it. But when
Yeah.
you've got a lineup of speakers, and I think we have 8 speakers, when you have a lineup of speakers who have lived your past, who have been there themselves, they're hitting buttons, they're hitting points, they're hitting things that it's hard to explain to anybody else. So come on down if you can make it. It'll be life changing for you.
Now, I already know some of the objectives that we heard before. People are like, "Oh, I don't want to join another cult. They're gonna talk me into something I don't want to, do and whatever." What is there any pressure to join? And is there a membership or anything like this?
No, the focus of everything we do is to help set people free on their journey, right? Some people come and they'll say, I found Jesus. Some people will say, I don't believe in God at all. Some people will say, I'm spiritual, not religious. The journey is yours. All we try to do is unprogram the Jehovah Witness programming. Just try to get you free from that so you could go on your own journey. That's something you
Hmm.
should do on your own. It's not about just looking for the next people to follow, the next person to follow, the next religion to follow. Go on your own journey, see what resonates with you. But what we try to do is to get people to move past the indoctrination, to stop seeing the world through the lenses of a Jehovah Witness. Just because you leave the religion, it doesn't mean you stop seeing the world through those lenses. To get
Hmm.
away from self judgment, to get away from judging other people, to get away from having limitation, self limiting beliefs that you may have learned in that religion. All these things are programmed in your mind to see the world a certain way, to see yourself as a limited person, to get away from that, to see yourself as truly an unlimited individual that can create whatever you can get yourself to believe it within your own mind.
Yeah. I remember some people felt like, well, I went to enough conventions, enough assemblies. I don't want to go here. But the difference is so amazing, because when we go there, nobody knows each other, right? Like we're all like we as speakers, we know each other, but the people who in the audience, most of them, they don't know each other. So the first day on Friday evening when we're meeting, there's this little hesitation. You see people feel unease, right? And at the end of the day 3, we're we're like the closest family there is. Like we're the closest friends, right? We know, because we're just so authentic. Jehovah's Witnesses are simply not authentic people. You go to an assembly or a convention, and the amount of people that you had as friends is usually exactly the same when you left, when you joined, because you walk around through thousands of people and you're constantly looking, oh, look at you, brother so and so, like we have not seen each other in like 3 days, right? Like you saw the same people from the Kingdom Hall. But when you join the seminar, you don't know anybody, and at the beginning, there's a small hesitation, and then within, I don't know, an hour or two of talking to each other, everybody feels so awesome, feels so accepted, and there is no judgment. I think that's the beauty about it. There's no judgment. It doesn't matter what you believe in. It doesn't matter which path you are. It doesn't matter if you just left. We had Jehovah's Witnesses who are still PMOs that showed up at the seminars, right? And they're like trying to get this stuff um, figured out. We had people who left 20 years or more, and they're like, oh my God, I had no idea how many of the programming is still in my mind. And it's showing up at work, it's showing up with my husband, it's showing up with my friends, it's showing up with so many different life stages, but I had no idea. And then thanks to the seminars, we can learn about those things. And what I also loved about it is that you don't have to agree, right? Like when you go to an assembly, you have to agree with everything, whatever the speaker says. You can't just say, oh, I agree with 99% and 1% I disagree, right? You can't. As a Jehovah's Witness, you take everything or nothing. But over there, you can choose, like, okay, this guy speaks, and I understand what he's saying. It resonates with me. I like what he's saying. That I'm gonna take some value of it. Another speaker, you might understand, or you may agree 50% with him, right, or 70%. We don't we don't check everybody's notes, right? What they're gonna say. I remember at the assemblies, right? Like when somebody gave a speech, there was another guy behind the scene checking if the person is following the script. Because if he didn't, if he just went a little bit off script, there was a button and it would hit the buttons that kill the mic, right? We don't do that here, do we? How is that? How did you manage to bring different speakers with different topics, and yet
No,
still everybody
well,
gets along?
yeah. I mean, for speakers, I look for people who are doing well in life, right? And they had their own path to get there. And I like to hear their path, right? They share it with me, and I'm like, that would play well to an audience. That was your path, how you got there. Somebody else took that path, and they got there this way. So it's not
Hmm.
about trying to have one consensus point of view. It's just there are different ways to get to your destination, and people can share their their way, their path, their journey. And that's what we try to encourage, not one way of doing things. It's not a religion, it's not a cult, it's not, no one's here to tell you exactly what path you have to take. We just want to get entangled from the witnesses where we're relating everything to the witnesses. The beauty of this is, for those of you who are into personal development, if you've ever gone to a seminar, you're trying to assimilate the information and apply it to your life. And the speaker's not necessarily talking about that background, right? But you're trying to get the golden nuggets and apply it to your life. With this seminar, we're going to hit it right on the button because we've all been through the same thing. And even the crowd, you will make new friends because you're going to be amongst people who have the same background. Unlike when you go to another kind of seminar, you still might feel kind of out of place because you haven't walked their journey. But here
Yes.
we're helping you, but we've all walked the same path. So it's a unique experience, and we all understand it.
Fantastic. So to conclude, I would say this: almost every time we have a seminar, we have a cruise, or whatever we organize, the moment it finishes, and then we post a whole bunch of pictures or videos, there is an avalanche of people. Oh, I can't believe I missed it. Oh, please let me know about the next time. Oh, I wish I were there, right? Don't miss this one. Every seminar is different. We're
Right.
not repeating the same information every time, so it's impossible to catch up because every time there's a different speaker. Even if it's the same speaker, he presents different subject. So every single one is unique. If you can make it happen because it will be a life changing.
Yeah.
What's your experience with this?
Make choices in life that will change your life. If you're looking to change your life, it doesn't happen by osmosis. You got to stretch sometimes, but get in motion. I always say this: prayers not in motion don't get answered. Right. So whatever you believe
Yeah.
today, understand that you're a big component of what you want. I mean, you have to take action. And if something is coming near you, and I encourage anybody on the East Coast, if you are on the East Coast, New England, any of those states, come on in, because it's a life changer, and you don't want to miss something that will change your life forever. When you change your perspective, when you change your life, it's not for a moment. When you change your perspective, it's forever. And then you're living from an more exalted point of view where you just see things differently from the perch you're at now. So don't miss these things if they come your way.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you very much, Rodney. And I hope that we're going to see a lot of people. And I really don't want to see those "I wish we were there" comments. Just show up. I remember when I was starting with the whole self improvement industry, they all said the same thing. All the people who were high up, and I asked them, what's the best investment? They always said the same thing: invest in yourself. Invest in yourself first, because if you don't invest in yourself, you can win a lottery, and then the next 5 years you're gonna go bankrupt. You got to invest with yourself, and when you leave Jehovah's Witness, there's this void, and people feel that void. You got to fill it up with something positive.
So make sure to hit the link. We have a room block, so we have special pricing on the room at the hotel, but you want to get that in while the room block still exists. So don't delay. Go ahead and reserve your spot and get your room. And let us know if you do need a roommate. We can probably arrange that because there's a lot of people that need roommates, and we can start to put them together. So thank you, Jack, for having me on.
All right. Thanks, Ron.